Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your brothers here in Deen Love, bringing you another essential today. We got a nice, beautiful discussion here, and that is, even saying this title breaks my heart, but people smoking shisha in Ramadan. Subhanallah. Smoking shisha in Ramadan when people are supposed to be out, Taraweeh, Tahajjud, doing all of those khayrat of things. But instead they get into groups and into house parties, hangouts, and people sit around hookahs smoking shisha.
Shisha spots, yeah.
Subhanallah. Shisha spots and stores around town. Brother Uthman, hi.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah sallallahu ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. And I think this is it's really tragic that, activities like this take place after the breaking of the fast. You were just fasting, and some of us reading Quran 16, in the masjid,
18 hours.
So much ibadah that we're doing, and all of that goes down in the drain. When we break our fast and we take part, we participate, even we organize some of these activities where we text our friends and we say, hey, let's go to the hookah place. Hey, let's go to this place. There's a get together, brothers and sisters, intermingling, listening to music, even hatta. So many bad things that happen, that just make all of your good deeds and all the beautiful things that you were doing in the day go to waste.
SubhanAllah. They say if you want to know something is haram, it's haram from many different angles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even sometimes some people who give it excuses, you know what I mean? There's so many different angles that you look at it, from the lowering of the gaze, from the mixing, from the environment, from the guys and girls together in the same place, from everybody expressing their most beautiful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ways to present to each other, from the haramness of the smoking thing. I mean, everything, from the health effects that it could have, hazardous. And studies have been done. We're not talking about even shisha at all. We're talking about going to the extent to be smoking shisha in Ramadan. Because shisha is haram, health-wise. You know what I mean? From every single angle, psychological-wise, and the damage it could have on your brain, so on and so forth. And studies have been done proving that shisha is actually worse than cigarettes. Yeah, than cigarettes, believe it or not. So the people who just are naive into the whole flavorish type of thing and forget about
water vapor.
The nicotine and
it's great.
Yeah,
it's a great flavor. How can this be bad?
It's just fruits.
It's pomegranates.
So, Brother Ibrahim,
subhanallah,
the extent of this,
it's very saddening. I mean, in itself, to smoke and to take in that. May Allah forgive us all for all our mistakes. It's terrible, and to add injury to that, while it's Ramadan, while it's the month of taqwa, while it's the month of fasting, while it's the month of Quran, to partake and to initiate even shisha spots, right? You had a comment earlier which made me laugh inside, but it's really sad. I'm at a shisha spot, but it's owned by a Muslim guy.
How can this be bad? And people try to justify that in those sort of. And one thing I think, Jazakumullah khair, Sheikh Yusuf Susi, he said a beautiful thing about this subject. He was saying about Ramadan, what is why do we fast? And when he was talking about this in Carmel, the week before Ramadan, he was saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us abstain from the two essential things of life that we need to keep going, to make us alive really. We can't live without them, is food and drink. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us abstain. He made us do imsak from two things,
which are necessary,
food and water, to let you know, if you can abstain from these things for this duration of time, verily you can stay away from those other things that you like to do, which is driving you because of your desires and because of peer pressure, if you can abstain from those two things which are halal, Allah wants you to abstain from those, and you could abstain from lesser things that you don't need to live.
Of the things that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam
Allahumma
said
salli ala
Ameen
Sayyidina
to
Muhammad.
was that when Jibreel alayhi salam had said the individual who does not take advantage of this month, when it comes to him, he go to the hellfire.
Subhanallah.
And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Ameen, and Jibreel said Ameen. So if you are an individual whom Ramadan, you cite it with full-heartedly, right? You're with your full capacity, and you don't take advantage of the beautifulness and of the taqwa that it provides, then you have the Ameen of Jibreel alayhi salam and our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Where will you go? What will be your end results? When it should be a month of going back to oneself and going back to your core. Just like you said, when an individual abstains from the two necessaries in life, food and water, you have the ability to stay away from a lot of things. And what saddens me the most is individuals whom they abstain from certain things. They just go without. They don't smoke for the entire month, right? Or they don't talk to girls for the entire month. But as soon as
Eid day, yeah.
all the doors of hellfire is like they're rushing to it. Just like the Sheikh Hassan said. He said it's like Shaitan has a bus.
Yes.
He says, "Come on, guys."
Bus is outside waiting. He's out.
The event's over, yeah. Let's go.
He just got out. So people have to welcome him. It's like, hey, it's a welcoming party. Subhanallah. And it's really a sad reality. But you see that a lot of the brothers and sisters inside Ramadan, they're doing such great work, and this really is a month of spiritual retreat. This is a month of recovery from those things that have been kind of hindering us from our close ties and a beautiful establishment with regards to the relationship between us and Allah. Now this is the month Allah, He's giving you more and more every opportunity. He just keeps giving you opportunity and opportunity and opportunity. It's like, you really have to try to really be on the bad side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right?
You have to give an extreme effort.
Yeah, you really do, because Allah
to really be falling into these things.
So much, if you eat or drink out of forgetfulness, you're still, look at that, rahmah, right? So every way you look, there's rahmah, there's mercy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing you through this way of life, this beautiful way of life. But unfortunately, a lot of the times, I think people may get into activities like this after the breaking of the fast, because they don't see the full sight of what fasting is.
They don't comprehend it.
Yes. So
You think it's a day thing.
Exactly. So it's like a culturally thing. I'm just doing it, And some of them, they may be doing it well, like really well. They may be abstaining good, reading Quran, and then they end up doing something like this.
Down the drain.
SubhanAllah. And so, Ikhwani, it's very, very important that you realize, and we've been, really in some of these key issues, it's just a matter of understanding who you are and what you're doing.
No.
You're a Muslim, and it's the month of Ramadan that you're doing it this time.
SubhanAllah.
And so if you understand the value of these two things, they will never let you to get to that low point where in the middle of Ramadan you go to a shisha spot, sit next to guys and girls, and sip from mouth to mouth.
May Allah.
SubhanAllah. You know what I mean? This is heavy load. And if you're like that in Ramadan, imagine how things will be for you the rest of the year. Even if Ramadan is a month of cleansing, where you become the best you. If your best you is smoking shisha during Taraweeh, imagine what's waiting for you the rest of the year. SubhanAllah. That means the shaitan has a chain on you. Some people, shaitan, he programs them before Ramadan.
Yeah.
Do this, to prepare that party, Eid party, get it together, shisha spots, make sure everybody gets there, text them, blah, blah. He's like, goodbye. Hit play. And they just,
he leaves the scene.
They do that, you know what I mean?
And even if somebody will come and say, well, look, I don't accept that it's not haram because it doesn't have the effect and it doesn't make you intoxicated and it doesn't do this to you. You're just blowing smoke. Let's say for example, let's just say for argument's sake, okay, fine, whatever. Let's say for argument's sake, it's not haram. You think people at the hookah shops and the hookah places are talking about Allah and His Messenger and how they need to get right with His life? You think they're talking about, Allah, subhanallah, I really need to finish this juice. I'm not even done with it, but I really need to. They're not talking about those things.
Alhamdulillah.
Why? Exactly, because the environment there is one that Allah's not pleased with. Clearly, because of the activity that goes on there. I don't need to tell you about what happens there, right? For those who go, they know what happens there, right?
SubhanAllah.
And it really is, and I think not to really quote the Susis all the time, may Allah preserve them, but Sheikh Muhammad Susi, he said something to me a couple years ago when we were discussing about a place where it serves alcohol, and he says, you think about this before you go anywhere. Would you want to be caught dead there? Is that a place where you want to die? Ready to die, right? Imagine that. You die in a hookah place and you are resurrected. That's what it's like. You're doing that constantly, right? Everybody else, you got people reading Quran, recite, and ascend. And then you have people who are dying in sujood, they're worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you have people who are, and you're there.
I've seen that in hookah shops, yeah. SubhanAllah.
It's really, really a scary thing.
Sad.
It really is a scary thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think if that doesn't really make you think, right, that your life is not guaranteed. You don't know when you're gonna die. That right there should really set it all off for you.
SubhanAllah.
Subhanallah.
I mean, that's really the reality of it.
And
Malakul Maut is around any time. You never know when you're gonna die. For you to put yourself in that type of risk, in that position, is really sad. Allah. The people who go to Nar, they say, قَالُوا لَوْ كُنَّا نَسْمَعُ أَوْ نَعْقِلُ. Only if we listened or used our aql, we would not be enough.
Subhanallah.
Because it's beautiful because it's all, you just have to think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone is aqil, everyone has
a level of intelligence that they should be
Allah
using.
gave you the rahmah to have that capacity to function as a human being with aql. He didn't take that away from you. It just takes a matter of take your arguments aside, take whatever that you're going to come up with to defend yourself aside and think about it. This is for you, this is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is your purpose of living here? To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ibadah and staying true to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is your purpose for this life. It is not to blow steam. You want to blow steam? Do it in a healthy fashion. Do sports.
Yeah.
Do other recreational activities.
Yeah.
Right? But smoking, drugs, it's not something that comes together in the heart of a Muslim.
No.
It hinders you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
May Allah protect us, wallahi. We're in a time where Allah the shar is out to get us and our youth. And imagine, I always think about, and this is something that kind of scares me a lot, is what will our children's, if we have some, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with children who are firm on this deen. What will our children be facing those challenges?
What would there be?
What will be their generation's challenge? What will they be like?
If we're facing all this,
if I'm thinking about all of this that we're facing, what will our children and our offspring, what will they be facing?
But in Allahu Ghafurur Rahim. But we gotta understand as well. Inna Allahu Shadidul Iqab. Wa innahu Shadidul Iqab. You have to be it's a balance, right? His rahmah and his punishment.
But the rahmah overrides the anger, right?
Right.
It overrides the anger. And this is a month Allah, He's saying, come back to me. Come back. He loves you so much. Right? He can destroy you. Just the one sin you make, just absolutely off the face of existence. He can take care of you. Right? You're sinning and He still gives you food. He still gives you drink. He still gives you clothing. He still gives you the rizq that you get from your work, right? May Allah bless us with halal rizq, right? So this is, Allah, He still give you all this. That means He wants you to come back. He's giving you more opportunity. Come back. Ya ibadi, right? Do not lose faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all.
SubhanAllah.
Right? So this should be a calling back to you. This shouldn't be something that when you see, you're like, man, I'm finished. No, this is the opportunity. This is the time where you say, look, enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore.
And this doesn't, all blame doesn't fall on the generation present. This comes from previous generations. But it's upon us, and it's a duty upon us to change going forward. Right? Just like you said, if we're in a state now and we're dealing with these problems, right? What will be the state of our children? May Allah bless us with Muslimin, right? SubhanAllah.
So inshallah, heavy stuff. I mean, this is really, I mean, it's so serious that if you're at that low, you need to go back to Allah. You need to surround yourself with good people so that you don't have people influencing you, encouraging you to be doing these type of things. You need to force yourself, even if it's hard for you, to put yourself in positions where you're always doing khair and good things. Or else, bit by bit, you will slip. And so inshallah, take the best of the khair that's been mentioned, and inshallah ta'ala, we're your brothers. You can reach out to us, and everybody's out here struggling. You know what I mean?
Some of you guys,
no one's perfect.
Real.
Text me.
no one is safe. You know what I mean? The fitna is huge, and the access to khair can be small at times. And so inshallah ta'ala, let's make dua for each other. The month of Ramadan. We make dua for you guys, make dua for us inshallah. And we'll leave you with that. inshallah till next time. Sallallahu wasallam ala nabiyyina wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون